You've probably seen those business models, the ones that kind of look like a pyramid, right? And you've got to wonder, how do they really work on the inside? Well, today we're doing just that. We've got our hands on a document called the Blueprint for Network Marketing Excellence, and we're going to deconstruct it, piece by piece, to see exactly how this whole multi-level marketing system is put together.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about some vague overview. We have the actual blueprint. We're about to look at the official game plan, the real mechanics, the rules, the whole path to success, exactly as it's laid out for the people who are actually in it.
All right, so first things first. What exactly is this machine we're about to take apart? Before we get into all the gears and levers, let's just start with the basics. How the blueprint itself defines the system.
And there you have it. That's the core engine right there. According to the blueprint, the entire system really comes down to two things. One, you sell products directly, and two, you build a team of other people who are also selling those products. That double focus, sales and recruiting, is the fuel for everything else we're going to talk about.
Okay, so we've got the basic definition down. Now, who are the key players in this system? The blueprint actually breaks it down into a few essential parts, and they all have to work together perfectly.
It's kind of like a cycle, It all starts with the company. They're the ones making the product. Then you've got the distributor or the associate. Their job is to sell that product to the customer, but they're also building a network or a downline. And the thing that holds it all together? That's the compensation plan. It's basically the rule book that decides how everyone gets paid.
All right, now for the part I'm sure you've been waiting for. The money. How does the cash actually flow in this system? How does the blueprint say you generate income? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the real engine.
It really boils down to two main paths. Simple enough. On one hand, you've got direct sales. That's the money you make from selling products yourself. On the other hand, you've got team building. That's where you earn commissions from what your network, your team, sells. The whole financial structure is built right on top of this idea.
But it's not quite that simple. Those two main paths, they actually branch out into 5 different distinct types of income. So let's dig a little deeper and see exactly how the blueprint says the money can come in.
Okay, the first one is the easiest to wrap your head around. It's called direct income. The blueprint gives an example like this. Say you get a flat fee, like 500 rupees, for every single person you personally sign up. Pretty straightforward, right? You bring someone in, you get paid.
Next up, we have level income. And this is where that team structure really starts to matter. Take a look at the numbers. You get the biggest piece of the pie, 10%, from the people you directly brought in. That's level 1. But as you go deeper to the people they brought in and the people they brought in, your percentage shrinks. See that? It goes from 10 to 5 down to 1%. The whole idea here is to get you to build a team that's deep, not just wide.
And it doesn't stop there. The blueprint gets into some more advanced stuff too. There's binary income, which is all about balancing the sales volume between a left team and a right team. Then there's ROI or subscription income, which is basically recurring money you get from monthly packages. And finally, leadership income, which is like a big bonus you get when your whole organization hits a massive sales goal.
So making money is one piece of the puzzle, but the blueprint also lays out a very clear ladder for you to climb. This is all about advancement, status, and of course, much bigger rewards.
And here is that ladder. You start as an executive, and to climb up to, say, a crown director, your team's sales targets have to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And just look at how the rewards grow right along with you. It starts with a bonus, then cash, then a bike, all the way up to a car.
And at the very top of that ladder, there it is, the grand prize, according to this document. If your team can generate a whopping 1 crore in business, you hit that top crown director rank. And what's the reward? A foreign tour. That's the ultimate goal presented in this plan.
Okay, so the ranks are clear, the rewards are tempting, but how in the world are you supposed to actually get there? Well, let's dive into the official playbook, the marketing strategies they recommend, and, just as importantly, the rules you have to follow. The blueprint basically recommends a 2-pronged attack. On the online side, it's exactly what you'd expect. Facebook ads, Instagram Reels, YouTube videos, all the modern stuff. But it also pushes the old-school offline methods just as hard. Things like seminars, face-to-face meetings, and training sessions. It's a real blend of the new and the traditional.
Okay, now this part is super important.
The document is very clear about the legal guardrails. It flat out says you can't guarantee income to anyone. It also says that all earnings must come from product sales, not just recruiting. The plan has to be transparent, KYC is mandatory, and you've got to be compliant with GST. These are laid out as the absolute non-negotiable rules of the game.
So we've seen the mechanics, the money, the ranks, the rules. What's left? Well, the blueprint wraps things up with its core philosophy, what it really takes, in their view, to actually succeed at this.
And they're surprisingly direct about it. There's a quote in there that says, MLM is not a shortcut to money. So the blueprint itself is trying to frame this as a real business that's going to take real work, not some kind of get-rich-quick scheme.
So what does that real work look like? Well, the blueprint boils it all down to what it calls the 3 golden rules. First, consistency. You got to put in the effort every single day. Second, duplication. This is a big one. It means your system has to be so simple that you can teach it to your team, and they can teach it to their team, and so on. And third, leadership. It's not enough to just build a team, you have to guide them and keep them motivated.
So when you put it all together, the message from the blueprint is pretty clear. This business model isn't being sold as something for just anyone. It's designed to reward a very specific kind of person, someone who's disciplined, has leadership qualities, and is in it for the long haul.
And really that leads us to the final big question, doesn't it? We've just deconstructed the entire system. We've seen the rules, the rewards, the whole framework. The blueprint provides the system, but who provides the discipline? It can lay out the path, but the actual effort to walk it, well, that's all on the individual.